Good morning, dear friends. It is another hot, sultry day here in New York's Hudson Valley. So we are going to stay mostly indoors today. I want to tackle some home beautification projects. And then later today, I have a couple of friends who are coming for drinks and nibbles. So we are going to create an easy but luxurious charcuterie board. And the first thing I need to do, after I've had some coffee, is head up to the garden to grab some flowers. I want to make a nice arrangement for the music room. Probably I should be drinking iced coffee today. It's best to clip flowers early in the day. The stems are usually well hydrated then, which means the flowers will hold up in a vase. Well, the first thing I see are some faded flowers that need to be deadheaded. If you want your annual flowers to continue blooming, you need to deadhead them regularly. Deadheading simply means removing the spent flowers. Oh, this is so pretty. I think snapdragons are my favorite flower for cutting. And then have a look at the sweet peas. Now, sweet peas are supposed to be a cool season flower, but they waited until July to start blooming. And July, in my neck of the woods, is anything but cool. Oh, these are so fragrant. I wish you could smell them. Sweet peas are so light and airy. I love them. And I have white sweet pea on the other side of this cattle panel trellis. A few more snappies here. And I have these zinnias here. Now, what I purchased was marked State Fair zinnias, which are huge plants with ginormous, almost dinner plate size flowers. This, I think, is the Oklahoma variety. It has much smaller flowers. So I think the seedling container I bought was mislabeled. Let's head down to the herb garden. I have some pink larkspur there. Bumblebees on the lavender. Ooh, look at this. I have both sort of a rose-colored larkspur plus a lavender-colored larkspur here. I've just picked one of my first French filet green beans. They're long and skinny and super tender. I'm going to eat this right now. Very sweet. Breakfast of champions. Delicious. It is getting hotter and more humid by the minute. Let's head inside. So I think we have enough flowers to do 2 arrangements. Just getting organized here. And I clipped some boxwood and also some New York fern that grows beside my front porch. While I'm arranging these flowers, I want to ask if any of you suffer from sciatica. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I think I am suffering from it because I have a lot of tightness over in my hip. And I don't think I need a new hip. At least I hope I don't. Just curious if you have dealt with that issue and what you did for it. Oh, I'm liking this already. What's interesting, when I go to the gym and work out with my trainer, he has me do bench presses where I press about 100 pounds, scrawny little me, bench presses 100 pounds, and after I do that, I have no hip tightness whatsoever. So I don't know why that is, but my trainer said he thinks it's because I'm getting a full body stretch when I do the bench presses. Oh, I'm loving these delicate sweet peas in here. Okay, you guys, I think I might be finished with this arrangement. What do you think? Do I need anything else? Do I need a fern in here, perhaps? Yes, I like the fern. Here it is. And I think we can enjoy this right here for now. And then start another arrangement. You can start this one, I think, with some hosta leaves, because why not? Make a little Elizabethan collar around the vase. I've decided that this vase is just too tall for the flowers I clipped. And I'm going to shorten these hosta and fern stems. In you go. My friends, I'm afraid that the hosta leaves, although lovely when you're doing a very short arrangement, are just not working for this vase. So I have to run out to clip some more boxwood. Mission accomplished. Here is arrangement number 2, and I think we can enjoy this right over here. I'm going to get cleaned up here, and then I need to start tidying and dusting in my music room, because if the weather is too hot for us to enjoy dinner outside, then we will enjoy it in the music room, which is air conditioned. When I clean a room, I try to clean it from top to bottom. Ceiling and walls first, then furniture, and finally, the floors. I like to use a barely dampened white-green cloth to clean my pianos. The cloth works without any chemicals. I can link the white-green cloth in the description below if you'd like to learn more about it. freshly dusted piano always plays better. Okay, this is a 19th century games table, and I was babysitting a friend's orchids and some other plants over here, and I thought they were in watertight containers, but apparently not, because I now have some watermarks on this table. I'm going to try to get rid of them with fine grade steel wool and some walrus oil. And glory hallelujah, the steel wool and oil are working like magic. The watermarks are gone. Since we're working with 19th century furnishings, might as well do this fern stand too. It has some water marks. So the fine grade steel wool and the walrus oil really did the trick, fortunately. I can link all of the cleaning products I used today in the description box below if you are interested. I'm going to call this room clean. Let's bring the vase of flowers in. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I have a couple of friends coming for drinks and nibbles. It's just a casual event. And one of the things I'm going to make is a charcuterie spread. I'm also going to do my signature puff pastry with jam and brie, except today I'm using camembert. Very similar to brie. It's a triple cream cheese. And I'm going to use my own homemade strawberry jam. This is just one of many jars that you and I processed together about a month ago. And this is my store-bought puff pastry. It was frozen. It's partially thawed now. And what I do is take some of the strawberry jam, about a tablespoon or so, place it in the middle panel of this puff pastry, spread it out. This is one of those super simple baked appetizers that everybody loves. And I take a few pieces of the camembert or the brie and place them on top of the jam. I only need one small piece over here. If you have any remaining cheese and strawberry jam, just eat it. Okay, and now I'm going to pull this parchment off the baking tray because I need to make little slits in the side panels. These are about 1-inch wide slits. Then to create a braid effect, you take the little slit pieces and fold them over the cheese like this. Now to help this pastry brown beautifully in the oven, I'm going to give it an egg wash. My pastry brush. And there we have it. And then to add a little more glamour, I'm going to add some sliced almonds to the top. And these are my beloved Tierra Farm raw almonds. And that's it. Now, I'm not ready to bake this off yet because my guests are not due for a few hours. So I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator, and then when it's time to bake, I will preheat my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and bake this until the top is nicely browned and the cheese has melted. And that won't take but 15 or 20 minutes. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and then we can start assembling the charcuterie. Actually, before we do the charcuterie assembly, I want to make another wonderful little appetizer. It's called cucumber cups. And you've seen me make these before, but today I'm going to stuff the cups with the curry chicken salad that you and I bought together when I visited Trader Joe's for the very first time yesterday. And if you missed that episode, I hope you will give it a watch. I was pleasantly surprised by that store, and I will return, even though it's quite a hike from my house. What a pleasant shopping experience that was. Need my cutting board. So I have an English or hothouse cucumber here that I'm cutting into, about 1-inch pieces. Then I need my melon baller. I love English cucumber because it's not bitter. You do not have to peel it. And it's just very easy to work with. So I'm using the melon baller to make little openings or little bowls or cups in the cucumber slices. I figured today would just be too hot to cook chicken and make my own chicken salad. So the only thing we are actually cooking today, or baking, is that puff pastry appetizer. And I'm going to allow these cut pieces of cucumber to drain for just 5 minutes. Now, during the 5 minutes that I let the cucumbers drain, I looked at the ingredients on this curry chicken salad from Trader Joe's, and it contains raisins. And if you know me, then you know that I love raisins all on their own. I can eat them by the boxful, but I do not like them in things. I do not like them in rice pudding. I do not like them in apple pie or other pastries. And I certainly don't like them in chicken salad, but maybe my guests will like them. Maybe I will discover that I like raisins in... No, I'm not going to like them in this. In fact, I may try to pick them out. I'm not going to pick them out. I'm going to taste of the smallest one here. I'll be darned. The raisin actually works really well in this curried chicken salad. I didn't mind the raisins at all. Now, I'm going to cover this with cling film and then pop it into the refrigerator until serving time. And I think these cucumber cups are pretty enough that I don't have to garnish them with anything. So now we can start assembling the charcuterie. So I have some of the garlic skip pesto that you and I made together the other day. And I froze it just as it was, meaning with it's just garlic scapes and almonds and olive oil. And I left out the Parmesan cheese because the cheese sometimes doesn't freeze that well. So I'm going to add a little more oil and some Parmesan cheese now. I'm out of olive oil, so I'm going to use avocado oil, which is a perfectly good substitute in this case. I take that back. I did buy olive oil at Trader Joe's yesterday. Too late now. Throw some Parmesan cheese in here. And we can put the garlic scape pesto in this little ramekin. My friends and I can enjoy this garlic scape pesto with crackers. Then in another ramekin, I want to put this Trader Joe's fig butter. I want to tidy up the sides. I have cheddar cheese here, which is conveniently already sliced. Then I have some Port Salut cheese. It's a soft cheese. I'm used to Port du Salut cheese that has wine in it. This does not have wine. At least I don't think it does. We can put you right here. And then I have this wonderful jalapeno Monterey Jack cheese. I'm going to go this way. Then I have the meats. So this is sliced bresaola. I'm sure I'm mangling the pronunciation. It's uncured beef prosciutto. Let me put you over here. Now, I will very often buy charcuterie items at Aldi, but I actually found that Trader Joe's had a slightly larger selection of charcuterie items. But both stores are terrific, in my opinion. And if you're wondering about this charcuterie board, my friend Dan Fennell made it, and he likes to make custom cutting boards, so I can put his contact information in the description below if you're in the market for a charcuterie or cutting board. I get no commission if you buy anything from him. He's just a really good guy. He's very talented with woodworking. And what do I have here? Uncured applewood smoked salami. No nitrates. And where do we want you to go? Maybe you should go over here. I think it's a lot of fun to create charcuterie spreads. The goal is to have virtually no room left on the board when you are finished. It should look exuberant. Okay. We have some left over here. And then I have some traditional sliced prosciutto. Now for the crackers. And rather than putting a great big bunch of grapes over here, which would look beautiful, but it's impractical, I like to cut little bunches like this. This way, if someone picks up a grape, they can eat this whole little bunch. You over here, and we can fill in any gaps with grapes. So now all I have to do is cover, there went a grape. All I have to do is cover the charcuterie board with cling film, and then I will pop it into the refrigerator. And about 45 minutes before my guests are due, I will take it out of the refrigerator so the cheese can come to room temperature. Cheese always tastes its best at room temperature. And I will include a spoon for the garlic skate pesto, a little spreading knife for the fig butter, and cheese knives for the cheese that is not already sliced. I'm going to clean up my kitchen and myself, and then when it's time to pop the puff pastry into the oven, I will come back and show you what that treat looks like. My two friends and I had a great time at this little Drinks and Nibbles party. The three of us nearly devoured all of the contents of the charcuterie board, and we did devour all of the cucumber cups and the sweet and flaky camembert and jam puff pastry appetizer. I will have another video for you on Friday. Until then, please take great care of yourself, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye for now, friends.